I had 4 events coming up, and the night before, I'd been working for 4 straight hours at the computer, writing a 26-page script for our church spring fashion show. I was so excited to get it completed. The script was done, the pictures were there, went to bed. I happened to wake up early with a sore throat. And I thought, oh, please, I can't afford to be sick. I have big events this week. I don't need to be sick. So Noon News was the beginning here.
What a difference a year makes for Cleveland television personality, the lovely Jan Jones.
I can't tell you how many times I had to change in the back of the truck.
Early last year, she suffered a life-threatening medical ordeal that really seemed to come out of nowhere.
I got up to take a lozenge and started to dry heave. Now that alarmed me, because I thought, well, I've got some kind of a bug. All right, I'm going to lose a day, be sick, let's just get it out, and then I'm going to be fine. But it didn't stop.
Jan, a mother and grandmother, ended up calling a friend who is an ER doctor for advice. She didn't think she was having a heart attack, but she did want an expert opinion. And despite his urging to go to the hospital, Jan decided to wait and see how she felt.
And this is what women do. We say, give it a little time, or I'll take a nap, or it'll go away. And because of the American Heart Association and my involvement with AHA and with Circle of Red, it clicked. Women's heart attacks don't present the way you think a heart attack will.
Jan says her symptoms then took a turn for the worse.
The heaving is getting violent. I'm realizing it's not coming from my stomach, it's coming from my chest. Got in the car and drove myself to Hillcrest Hospital.
Looking back, Jan says that probably wasn't the wisest thing to do, as doctors stressed to call 911 immediately instead. Well, once Jan arrived at the hospital, she was given an EKG.
Looked at me and said, "You're having a heart attack." I said, no, wait. Are you sure? I mean, I was totally stunned. He holds up the EKG, looks me in the eyes, and he says, "You are having a heart attack, and every minute counts."
It took Jan a little time to figure out what was going on.
He is Dr. Jonathan Scharfenstein, a medical director of the coronary care unit at Hillcrest. Dr. Scharfenstein believes if Jan had not gone to the hospital right then, she would have died.
So when Jan showed up, I said, "We got to go now," and we were running down the hallway. I think she came in on a weekday, so the cath lab staff was already here, and we just put her on the table and had that artery open in well less than 90 minutes.
Jan says when she woke up a few hours later, she felt great. Dr. Scharfenstein explained to Jan, considering how healthy she was, it's so rare that she suffered a heart attack known as the Widowmaker.
Did you ever think that this would happen to you?
Never.
And that
in
you
a
would be in
million
that
years.
seat?
I had no clogged arteries. I have no bad numbers. I have low blood pressure. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I am aerobically active 4 or 5 times a week. I'm not overweight. Everything, I have a happy attitude. Everything was in my favor except genetics.
Jan's father was in his 60s when he suffered a heart attack. He too didn't think he was having one and ironically drove himself to Hillcrest Hospital. Her dad was baffled when doctors confirmed it was a heart attack, considering he was also healthy, or appeared to be.
And I am my father's daughter. I'm a type A personality. I'm always doing something. You need me to do this? Oh, I can fit it in. That's who I am.
Jan ended up having a stent put in, went through cardio rehab, and is now on medication to help her heart stay healthy. Dr. Scharfenstein says her prognosis is excellent.
Even though there was a little bit of delay of her getting to the hospital, her overall heart function is normal. So that is the most important predictor of overall prognosis. So Jan's going to do great.
Jan says her involvement with the American Heart Association started with her late husband, Dr. Shelley Arts, who suffered several heart attacks and would require a transplant that kept him alive another 15 years.
In his honor, I've become even more involved with the Cleveland Clinic, with Life Bank. We have a little foundation called Arts for Hearts at the clinic that helps other heart transplant patients with research, development, and their parties.
With her health scare behind her, Jan is looking forward to heading west this winter and hitting the slopes with her children and grandchildren. But with caution, she will be protecting herself with a heated vest, gloves, and boots. to help her cardiovascular system.
I got permission to keep that passion going. Last year was a great year. I skied all 3 months out west, and I learned as an adult, so I'm not a great skier, but as people know, when you work at something harder, you get better at it. And even when you're older, if you work hard at something, you get better at it.
Her heart-filled advice to others this February?
And when it comes to your heart health, make sure you take care of you. Make sure you don't waste a minute in being positive that you are well and healthy so that you can go on and take care of those around you. And love your life, every beat of your heart.
Stephanie Schaefer, Fox 8 News, Cleveland.